Hey friends, welcome back to the video. Today we're going straight into the session. We just missed out. I had a ace 5 offsuit, went all the way, got called down by king high, which was really nice. We played quite aggressive, everyone folded. Every now and again, because I start in the big blinds before I open up the recording, we actually going to miss a couple of hands that way. Sometimes we get pocket jacks, we can't control that. But anyway, we stacked up pretty well against someone who just called us down. Sometimes they can be right. Like I always say, you can always be right when someone's bluffing, but you can't always beat the bluff. So you always got to make sure when you call someone down, you can beat the bluff anyway. Alright, so sitting at 425k at the moment before we started, which is good. Last session was a little bit concerned because, as you know, the session before that we lost quite a lot, and then last session we started off really bad, and then we had to question whether or not we were going to let it go again, but then towards the end there I felt pretty good, and I felt that the board was coming our way, so I thought the deck was coming our way. We could definitely play more hands and win more pots. So I continued on, and then after a while the board stopped playing, so we gave it up. Alright, so the board didn't pair up. There's a high chance he's got a flush. Oh no, there's no flush there. There is a straight. We're going to play it anyway. It is what it is. So that was nice. He was chasing a straight. Lucky he didn't hit it. He thought his king was good. We look like we were bluffing there. We'll definitely take that one down. Okay, pocket nines. Love it. Yeah, and that session there, cut 2 sessions ago, where I randomly quit pretty much abruptly, was just because you didn't want to keep playing when you're losing. That's one of the main things what happens is with players today, or with players in general. They'll overplay when they're losing, but when they're winning, they just cut short, stop winning. And it's got to be the other way around. You want to be winning a lot more at the tables than losing a lot more at the tables. I can see how it's easy to get full. I can see how it's easy to fall in that trap, chasing your losses. We always get told, don't chase your losses. And usually it stems to bankroll management. If you can handle the bankroll that you're at, or the levels you're at because of your bankroll, you're not going to fall into that trap as much. Okay. Queen Jack suited, let's go. And you'll notice too, as my confidence drops down, I get quite a lot quieter in the recordings as well. So when I'm doing these videos, I get a little bit quieter as my confidence drops down. Usually even at, say, when I'm playing live tables, which I haven't done for a while, I need to get back into it, I will talk a lot more, not considering about confidence levels, but depending on the table. So if everyone's quiet, I like to see the chatter. Okay, let's check. Hopefully you win. Oh, yeah, the king. But it's fine. We save some money there. It's hard for top pair to bet there, because he's only going to get called by better hands, because he's not going to really get value there. That's what they call thin value. I mean, that's too thin. Like, thin value is when you're trying to... You've got a marginal hand, but you think if just a slightly worse hand will win. That's what I get excited about. I don't get excited over aces and kings. You expect to win them, right? It's when you got pocket nines and you beat pocket eights. They're the hands that I love. They're the hands you love to see. You know, king 10 beats king 9. Those type of hands, those little marginal hands, you just love to see. Alright, gotta be careful here, because what's been happening is I've been opening my range, but as that happens, you're more prone to bad beats. So something you don't notice is, your cards are a bit lower. It's a lot harder to make the flushes. When you do make the flushes, you don't make the nut flush, and you can get beat that way a bit more. So you've really got to have your instincts about you when you're playing a wider range. And that's why a lot of people fail, because they don't know when their cards are going to be good and when their cards are low. And when their cards are good and when their cards are bad, and they get greedy. They expect a marginal hand to win a really big hand, and then they only get called down by better hands and lose a ton. So they'll lose a big pot, and then you win small pots, and that's how come they're not favourable. So ace 5 is not great here. We'd rather be making a straight. We gotta actually understand when our hand is no good here. So we gotta fold this one. If we had 2 pair, it could be a different story, but there is the high chance 2 pairs, they've got a better 2 pair as well. And that's the reason why when your kicker is worse, your hand considerably drops down and it just creates those bigger bad beats, and the variance just goes up a ton as well. And I think that's half the reason why some of these big sessions that I lost, maybe I opened up a little bit more. So I've got to pay attention to the finer details. And as we open up, we're going to be more prone to mistakes, especially as we get back into it. But if we can really get a hold of opening up our range, then we can definitely increase our win rate. Queen 9 offsuit, could have probably bet there actually, depending on the action. Could be impatient there. Alright, so we just got to pay attention to where our position is. Against under the gun, I could probably open my range up, knowing that under the gun a lot of times could have a stronger hand, like, overcards like king queen, ace king, ace queen, ace jack, something like that. So our 7-8 or 9-10 could be live. But then you've got to pay attention to when the straights come out, they could have a bigger straight than us. So if we get lower cards than us that we're holding on the flop, we could be in a really good position there. Knowing that it's going to miss their hand a lot of the times, we could do some bluffs there, and also trap some aces and kings in position. So they could have aces and kings, but we end up getting like 2 pairs or a straight, and we can smash them. But then, when you have 2 pairs with a 9-8 or something like that, and the board pairs up with a 10, all of a sudden, your 2 pair doesn't look that great anymore, and you get counterfeit. The finer details, pay attention. Alright, we're going to raise here with ace queen offsuit. Need to continue to bet here, especially with the 8. Got to be careful of flushes. 7, that should be alright here. Nice. Alright, this is a dryish board. Alright, so that was a nice steal. Pocket 9s on the flop. Probably love that. Alright, if you guys got any questions in the comments, please go ahead. Even if you don't like the content, that's fine as well. Some people dislike it, some people like it. That is fine. Do whatever you feel like. If you guys want to talk about a certain topic, feel free. Oh, I love this type of hand. We hit top pair and we got a flush. So the 9s could be okay here. You'll probably see a lot of jacks and queens here. Yeah, so he hit a jack. Because he didn't bet on the turn or the river, usually means his hand's only marginal as well. But he probably has a calling hand because we played it quite weak in the end. Alright, so just continuation betting here. Yeah, continue to bet on the turn, continue to bet on the flop, on the river as well. So it was very rare that he was going to have a flush there. He had ace 8, so he had a worse 8 than us. And even when we were wrong, especially early in the hand, we had the flush. The nut flush coming out, hopefully on the river, which we didn't need to raise here. A bit higher because we're we're in the blinds. I got a bet here. Hit the 4. It's very hard for the 4 to finish all the way to the river to be the best hand. So we're going to bet one more here. If he folds, we win the hand. If he, if he calls, generally we get beat. I got a bet here to 1,000. Okay, we don't have a club. We have concerns about the queen. Happy the action finished there, because if he had a club, could have easily been burnt on the river. And then a lot of, river cards there. The action stops anyway, so I'm going to call here against under the gun. Going to raise here, in position, beef it up a little bit. Okay, so he's just trapping all in. Let's see what he does. He could have an ace or pocket pair. Yeah, he is trapping. That is very common at this level. Alright, I'm going to fold Queen Jack there. No spades, so even when we were wrong, we didn't have any catch-up cards. Maybe everyone actually had overcards. Yeah, so he's chasing a flush he got there. We didn't have a flush draw or anything like that, so we were right to give up. And anyway. Alright, so far so good with this session. All seems to be pretty well. You gotta get this, you gotta get massive turns. What I have noticed, when I used to play all the time, I used to always, 9 times out of 10 have a winning session, but those winnings, like those losing sessions could have been huge. So I had to keep the losing sessions at bay. It means you have to cut your losses and, swallow your pride. You can't, just because you have a few bad beats doesn't mean that you're a bad player. But it just makes it look like you're a bad player. Because everyone respects the chips. And it's something that's misleading in poker. Like if you go to the casino and you see someone sitting with the most, all of a sudden you think, oh, that guy's really good. And it's not always the case. That's why poker is so popular. It's just that it's based on luck as well as skill. So you might not know anything at all, but at least if you're playing, you could still win poker. And that's the funny thing about it. But to win long term, you need to know a bit of skill. You need to know some theory, work out your plays, especially cash table as well. So, it's a lot easier to win cash tables all the time. Tournaments, the variance is huge. So you got to play a lot more. You got to play with a higher bankroll per your level when you're playing tournaments. And a lot of players used to pop, tournaments as a bonus. This is a nice hand. Hopefully finishes off there. We just win the hand. Hopefully get another 10. That'd be nice. Okay, we just keep betting until they fold. Hopefully. Okay, check. Aces far out. That was another trap. But he gave us all the chance to beat him. That's fine as well. That's the second person who's tried trapping with aces. That time he did work. Good on him. But not all the time that works. I mean, how many times you hear people get bad beat when they got pocket aces? I'm sure you've had a time where you go, right, I'm going to try and trap. And all of a sudden, you get the wet board, like the Jack 10-9 suited. What the hell do you do there? And the board just gets uglier and uglier. And you just see that your opponents are just going to have a better hand than you. And it's like, what did I do? Where if you originally just, played aggressive, you wouldn't have had those bad cards beating you in the end. Okay, this is quite a dry board, so hopefully we can just win this one. Not a great hand at all, Jack 2 suited. No diamonds as well. So we'll have the win here on ever. 5 is not really good for anyone. I'm going to lose this one, I think. What do I know? Okay, so we'll value better on the turn. Oh, we didn't actually bet on the turn. Could have. So maybe we should have. But I didn't think our Jack was good there, especially the bad kicker. People have been a lot wider today and trapping. People don't know when to be aggressive or not. 3-2 offsuit. I'm gonna get trapped in this hand. We'll see. Okay, hit the ace, check, check, and we bet the river. Alright, we'll just half bet this and get called and hopefully win. No, that's fine. In a small pot with a bad hand. Here we go, ace-2 offsuit. Okay, just see what we can bet here. We've got a blocker, the ace is a blocker. Less chance that someone's got the ace in their hand. Okay, could easily bet this and win the hand. 2 doesn't play, unfortunately. Problem is, if he's got an ace, he beats us. If he's got a king, he beats us. If he's got spades, he beats us. So we'll let it go. There's not too many bluffs there that we beat. I mean, if he had pocket queens, we beat him. Would have been pretty interesting. I'm gonna flat call this just because we're in position here. Got a 3, got a spade. See what the turn brings. Alright, gotta let go king jack offsuit, especially in the blinds. Call this one. Gives us a gut shot. Very dangerous for him to only bet 100 there. Could our 3 be good? I don't think so. Alright, yeah, definitely is not good. Someone's just shoving over the top. The other guy could be trapping. We've seen those people make plenty of plays, throw 100 in with hardly anything. Alright, so I'm going to go and bet 2,000 here. Everyone's relatively short stacked apart from one guy though. Everyone's going in. Alright, just going to check here. Maybe I don't want the flush to come out though. Alright, just got to shove. Someone could have diamonds, so we're not 100% confident we're going to win this hand. It'd be a nice hand though. So no diamonds. So that is great result. We see no diamonds. As you see 2 diamonds and they're trying to chase. It's like, oops, maybe something's going on there. But we're all happy with that anyway. Yeah, we got diamonds on this one, now we're chasing. But that was a really big pot to win there, so we love that one. Alright, get the free card. Or should have bet the turn actually. It was a scare card. Yeah, hit the 5. We should have bet the king there. That was silly of us. We missed it. Missed the opportunity there, but that's fine. Don't want to be too hard on ourselves. Especially after playing a little bit subpar in recent times. So we don't want to be too hard. I'll bet there. We'll get the 7 with a decent kicker. Now the flush is out. I'm going to let go of the 6. Alright, let go of that trash. Oh, he's opened up. We'll drop that one. We'll play ace-5 offsuit. We give ourselves the best chance. You know, sometimes even people think king 8's a good hand, but it really depends. If it's heads up, maybe. Things change as you know, the less people on the table, you know, the average hand drops. Like the average hand strength drops, so you can start lowering your range. But the more people in the hand, the average hand that needs the win's a lot stronger. especially in a nine ring table. You know, ace queen is definitely a great hand in a 6-ring table. It can be a questionable hand, especially in a 9-ring. I'm gonna bet one more. Fit the 10. And they didn't go king 7 suited. Wow, this hand has just gone from good to bad very quickly. Alright, they go king 8 suited. Fine, he won that hand. It was a multi-way pot as well. You could probably argue not to bet there. Well, we did. We bet on the flop. Alright, queens, here we go. Sometimes, yeah, this is typically happens. Probably gonna run into ace king or something like that. He's got a king. Alright, that makes our job a lot easier. Gotta make those calls, especially with a wide range there. People that shove there in such a spot are just trying to steal the blinds, and it's very lazy. And sometimes people bet like that when they're on tilt. So people actually rage and they just shovel in non-stop every hand. It's usually what I was talking about in one of the previous videos. It's like self-sabotage. They've lost so much they've given up, and they're just going all in, and just shutting down. Alright, we're gonna fold this one. Because I've actually seen people where they just shove until they've got no more bankroll. And I'm talking about real money. I'm not talking about just this money. I'm talking about real money. They'll just shove, keep shoving and shoving and shoving, because they just want to, you know, they're tilting that hard. They can't stop, but the only way they can stop is to get broke. And then they self-sabotage, get broke, and it's really sad. You never want to see it happen. It just, no poker player wants anyone to see that, really. Like, even, you know, even when you're winning pots against these people, you know, you might be happy that you're winning it, but at the same time, it's not great. It's not a great feeling. Okay, nice steal there. Did have hearts saying that if they called, fine. Try and set mine here with pocket fours. Unfortunately, the board is quite wet there with the jack 10, and you got 2 spades. So if you throw a continuation bet there, get a lot of calls, especially multi-way pot. I like to throw a bet in on the flop, try and, you know, get everyone to fold. But there's a huge chance I was never getting anyone to fold. Here's a different scenario. We do have clubs if we're wrong. And some people do get scared of the clubs as some. I'm going to check there. Okay, he could be chasing just the flush. We have the best hand. So in this spot, I probably see a lot of kings. So I'm going to let that one go. We didn't let the flush get there for free though. And he had position as well. So we did everything we could. Maybe bet on the turn was the other scenario. And then sometimes what happens is if you play on the turn weak, you induce a bluff on the river. Like, we could have beat total air, but there was a lot of bluffs there that we couldn't beat. Like, you know, a queen was trying to bluff. We could have beat someone who was chasing with an ace of clubs. You know, it didn't pair the board up. We beat them. But with a lot on the board, it's very hard to bluff that table. I don't think he was calling down on the flop. So he must have had something. It was a multi-way pot as well, so the high chance that someone actually had something. This is a dry board, so we've got overcards. Okay, open-ended here. Definitely go for a check raise if he bets us. We don't have clubs though, that's the only issue. Okay, I get a call just for the open-ender. We could probably raise there, but chances are if we've been betting 100 here, he could have a weak ace here just trying to test us. We see that a lot. And some people also have a 7, or, you know, they'll probably have a 7 here, realise that their hand is good. I'm going to let that go. A lot of people will mistaken a check for a weakness. Not always the case. It just entices a weaker hand to call, if done right. Like, even if you've got, like, let's say you've got pocket kings and there's an ace on the board, it goes check check on the flop. All of a sudden queens think they're good. Queens can do a thin bet on the river, get called by the river, on the river, and that's how you extract value. And if you bet on the flop, possibly those queens are folding because they know their hand is no good because there's an ace in the range. I'm going to play a little bit here. Got in the dealer button. I'll play with the 2-4 suited though. There's a nice hand. Rather have seen the 7 though. Probably going to call 1. Actually, no, I'm going to fold. I'm going to show a little bit of, you know, we're making a play there, but I think calling and, you know, 2 callers and someone bet and then someone called into the razor shows strength. So I expect to be beat, especially with an ace with a weak kicker. So a lot of discipline there. See, ace 7, ace jack was in front there the whole time. So we made the right fold. And that's what I was saying about earlier. If you're going to make wider plays, you've got to be willing to fold a lot more. 8-2 suited, we've just lost the plot there. Okay, we're just making a play. Alright, made a steal, which is nice. Made another steal, which is nice, but we actually hit that one. But like I said, if they start playing back at us with the weaker kicker, you've got to be willing to drop it. And that comes to discipline, so. Yeah, it's easy when you hit the cards. Sometimes poker makes things very easy for you. Alright, we can call here just because we can get some nutted hands. And if I raise, that means someone might shove over the top and we're just blowing it away. All the times people will shove in this spot though. Especially with ace king. Okay, so wrong suit. This hasn't helped us at all. We're more than happy just to get out of there. We don't want to get suckered into the hand. It looks quite weak, but the chances of our opponents having us beat there is huge. And even if we do hit the ace, we're never good there. You could really lose big pots there. So if we're dictating the play, we could probably steal the pot. It's a different story because we've got an ace, which is a blocker. So we could actually win a lot of hands just by bluffing, but with 2 other callers, not going to happen, especially when someone bets 100 like that. They're trying to entice us into raising, possibly come into trapping. If they're not trapping, they've at least connected on the board and they're calling us down. Which means our bets aren't going to create bluffs enough there to work. Look at this, we've got an open ender and we've got a royal flush draw as well. So let's check raise. Oh, we're just going to raise this guy. Try and get stacks in. That's unfortunate. I actually wanted to see the turn. Maybe would have got a royal flush there. Always raising that one though. Probably didn't need to. Just out of curiosity, sometimes people, what they do is they'll just slow play those type of hands just to create the royal flush, but then you don't get paid for it when you do make it. So as much as it seems like a great idea, slow playing it to get that card, the amount of times you get that card's pretty rare. Alright, hit trips. We're just going to check this one. This is like what I was saying before. People pocket kings will think they're good now. Okay, we can check raise here if he bets. Hearts do get there. Okay, so we can bet here and get called by kings or queens. Oh, that's fine. We tried to get some value out of it, but didn't work. So that's usually how you play thin value type hands. Just trying to get someone to call with lower pockets. Can't expect someone with a weaker hand to call like 3 streets, like the flop, the turn, the river. You can't expect them, pocket 8s to call there or something. Okay. Yeah, letting that go. Too crazy. Even Queen Jack offsuit is not great on the gun. Alright, we'll open up King 10 suited though. Shoves all in. We don't mind them shoving all in because under the gun rate, if we tighten up there, someone shoves, we're definitely going to have premium pockets and we just call. I'm going to go check here. We do have the ace, so we can actually bet here. Might call a little bit wider now. And then check. And then we made our on the turn. Okay, there you go. She didn't believe us, and that's fine. Okay, let's let it go. Alright, we're going to raise here to about 2-6. Got a lot of action here. I'm going to raise too much. Got some action here. A lot of flops here. We're just shoving. Just want to get the first stacker at a call. Now we're just shoving. They got us beat. Nice hand. Got a good value there. Just unfortunate the other guy didn't get strung along. Really thought the other guy should have called there. But sometimes that guy calling might have stole the pot. So you gotta be careful what you wish for. So we had a good outcome. Don't get too greedy. Alright, so we hit a pair. Got a gut shot here. I'm gonna call just because of our disguised hand. If he's got a king and we hit our 6, we could be getting a lot of money here. Didn't hit, but our 7 could be good here, but throws it in. Possibly has a flush, or at least a king. Plus we only had a 7. But we had a lot of outs on the river. The gut shot goes in. We bet a lot of kings there, especially with trips. And we're probably getting stacks. So it was well worth the call. So I got a gut shot here with a king. So we'll call. Because sometimes if they raise, we can re-raise if we hit our card. And definitely get a lot of value in there. But ace again. But we're getting in cheap to see the river. Okay, we do have a draw. Don't need it. And it's always nice to get folds before the cards come out because you can't always make the hand. So the times you don't make the hand, you want them to fold. And that makes up all of the times you miss. Okay, so we've got a backdoor flush draw. And an open ender as well. It was a good hand, but probably bet too much to be it there. Probably could have half bet that one. But when they totally miss the board, very hard to call. Someone with pocket 2s there is probably not finding the call button there. Unless they're trying to set mine. Okay, so we're not doing too bad again. Making up from that bad, terrible loss 2 sessions ago. And it just reminds you, like, you know, just when the bad times are happening, just calm it down a little bit. You can definitely, you can't win poker and be a champion overnight, but you can definitely lose poker overnight. So you can take it, you know, you can play a long time and lose your whole bankroll if you really wanted to, depending how crazy you are and what levels you're playing at. I'm going to raise here just because the 4-2 is pretty low. But we can definitely get fold equity, but we can also get our diamond good here. Yeah, I'm going to bet here. Get re-raised. A lot of questions to be asked. Might even find the fold button here. That is not what we wanted to see. We're stuffed. So now we're dead. That is like the worst river card ever. So we'll have to let that one go. We played it perfectly, especially if they only had 1 diamond. See? 4-2 was not good there. 6 of diamonds beat us. If you had nuts there, you could have actually, you know, bet more. Alright. I got a call here. No diamonds. Probably let it go. 1 diamond is not enough. Okay, did he have king type of hand? 8-7 suited. Okay, so he missed. They had the same suit as us. Okay, poker fours can definitely win here. Unless we get bet into. So we'll throw the bet in. On the flop, hopefully we win. If not, hopefully get the 4 on the turn. And the pot's a bit bigger to win. We've seen it time and time again where I'll win the game here. Got to bet 1 more here because the flush is there now. Could have the best hand. And then anyone that's chasing a flush and misses, he's going to bet into us if he's got a jack. But a lot of times they've got a miss flush there. Goes check, check. We'll make a good hand. You'll see that a lot. Okay, dry board. We'll throw a bet in. Especially with the king. There's too many people in the hand there, so got to be probably need a 6. Would like a 3 as well. Diamonds are there. Alright, so he's king. Probably. No, win the hand. Try bluffing us with 100, so. Interesting. Yeah, actually the funny thing about that, if we actually made our straight, he could have had a lower straight as well. So we're probably getting stacks there anyway. I'll bet here to 1,000 just because of the dry board. Got an open ender here. And the 8 plays. Very unlucky there that he called. Yeah, I gotta use position here. Yeah, I got a flush draw. Free card. I gotta let it go. We got there got the river for free, so we can't complain. And a lot of times there they would have folded. Just gotta let the hand go when they do that. When they've actually got us beat though. If you don't, it takes away the profit of the play. Okay, you got an open ender. Here, oh, we could have the best hand here actually. They bet us we get a call. Yeah, so we actually drew in the jack there, playing it very subtle. So checking on the turn, gained value from the jack. Gotta pay attention to those little details. We could bet here with the king, but we'll let it go, just being in the big blinds. Okay, let's see if we can steal another pot with the pocket pair. He's got ace queen, he's folding. He's got ace jack, he's folding. A lot of overcard pairs, like overcard hands that will beat us towards the end of the river. Fold there. And that's what they call defending the hand. In which you've got to learn to defend your hands. It's a shame aces gets folded around. Yeah, we're at a 5, but the way it's been played, we are not interested. Pocket 8 to get set. It's a small pot. Yeah, get a raise with king jack offsuit, especially on the dealer button. Everyone's in the hand. All 4 people in the hand. Pretty much everyone in the hand. Could have bet with 6-4 suited. I'm playing a little bit wider in the button, which we want to do in general. Alright, let's see if we can steal it. Got about one more because the flush is there. King is in their range, they know this. Okay, we could really have the best hand here if he doesn't have the flush. His queen, he could be in his range, but he wasn't defending against the flush. He's either got a made flush or a weaker hand. Ace king. Gonna raise a little bit higher, just being out of position. Makes the hand a little bit easier to play. In position, I'm gonna bet this one. Trying to get a jack here would be nice. We continue to bet this one. Our kick is good. Checks to us. Now we can get some value. I'm gonna call. Nice. So a lot of times there, you could expect to see a lot of full houses there or trapping type hands, but we had ace with the best kicker there, and it wasn't. And the way the hand was played, we did bet quite sharp. So there could have been a lot of aces in this range. You know, a lot of good players that would have had ace queen, but I mean, when he's in the small blind, so he's a bad player, calling in that spot. So then they can open up their range a bit more for calling or for betting. So then you call him down. So his bad play represented as, you know, a bad player. Okay, it's what they call a fish. And there's people that are, a lot of people, you know, will think. Because I was watching the other day, I was watching a video on YouTube, and it was someone with a lot of money, and it was a bad player. But what happens is people with a lot of money, people think they're good players. Doesn't mean they're good players. But they get a new name. They don't get called fish. They're called whales. So they're usually rich people just having fun playing at poker. They're called whales. A lot of high stakes poker will play against them. I like go 4-3 offsuit. Not worth the bet there. Or the call. Nice little steal. X7 offsuit. Not really. The hijack I'm going to actually close it. I'm really going to tighten up a bit with the hijack and under the gun. Or especially the hijack. Hijack seems to have Just a really bit of bad luck there. Yeah, but the dealer button definitely got to open up a bit more and think about the position I'm playing against and what their range could be. Okay, we're going to continue to bet here because when we do hit our club, we could probably re-raise rivers and get paid really well. Chances of an ace of clubs pretty slim there. Can happen, but not enough for it to be scary. Well, not enough for us to actually act scared. Actually, I'm going to bet 800 here, 8-9 suited. Make some plays here. I'm going to call. In position. Wow. Just going to let it go. Okay, the king's there. I'm a bit concerned. Yeah, he had a really good hand. He's trying to trap. No, he's on the river anyway. But our 6 was not good there. So probably a little bit too crazy there for us to make that play, but we did it anyway. You just never know. Sometimes when you're on a bit of a winning streak, you can play really good. We're going to fold small blind here. Just half bet this one. Get as much value from ace jack or queen jack, king jack, queens, king. Oh, queens maybe. What did he have? Yeah, he didn't. He had the 7 on the river. That's definitely normal at the moment, especially people calling us down a lot wider at the moment. A lot more bad beats are happening. When people start hitting their cards a lot more, especially the fish, they think they're invincible. Which we're always paranoid about losing. We'll still make the plays though. We won't let our fear control us. We just use it as caution. Use it to our advantage. Alright, let's raise here. It's under the gun though, so we've got to be scared. You might have king high here, and if you did, this hurts us. I'm gonna check here, get a free card. We have a spade. We're gonna bet this one. Nice. Flush wins. Oh no, bigger straight. Queen jack in the small blind is not good. King 10 offsuit. Alright, I'm gonna open this up a little bit. Still the blinds here, which is fine. Open ender. Gotta be worried about the flush. Probably could have played a little bit quieter. We're going to call against the cutoff. Yeah, we beat him on the turn. We bet this one. We will let it go. I think we'll let it go. It's too expensive to be wrong there. And the queen. Wow. Alright, so that was a nice hand. This hand over here, this side. King jack. Just using position. And the board tripled up as well, so. I want the flush getting in. Nice little steal. Gotta let go of this one. No way. So we are somewhat improving our wider range. King Queen offsuit. Global hand, especially in the small blinds, but usually suited I'd rather though. So we'll raise it a bit more. A little bit higher just to gain control. Let's see if we can just take it down. There is a lot more players in the pot. It hopefully hit, still didn't hit our cards, damn. So hopefully get a jack now, that's what we do need. Doesn't get there. There's our jack. Wow, I hit the straight. But we made him pay for it. Raise to 600 with aces. Been playing a little bit higher lately, so everyone calls. That's perfectly fine. Someone could have an 8 here, but so be it. Just don't want it to be a trapper. A lot of pocket pairs here will call as well. I really want to see an ace here. That'll fix it up. Oh, we're just shoving over the top. If he's got an 8, he's got an 8. Yeah, it stinks, but it is what it is. But there was 3-way pots, so maybe I could have got out of it. A2 suited is a little bit harsh as well. Yeah, sometimes those hands just a little bit harsh. That's why sometimes they, playing the play money is quite hard to beat. But funny enough, people do play stupid hands at the casino for real money. Alright, we got a straight. Alright, we're going to raise this one up. Hopefully go all in. He might have a set or 2 pair here. We've seen a lot of people have 2 pair in this spot. Hits on the river. That's so unfortunate. We played the best we could though. I think on that note, we're going to call the session. But yeah, it's been a really good session. I think we still made a few chips. Had some bad losses though. That's what poker is. So yeah, after a few bad beats, we're just going to let it go now. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll talk about something else in the next session. So if you've got other topics you want me to talk about, feel free. I know a lot of stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.